Welcome, people. How you doing? I hope you're having a great day. Right, I got Matt Mitchell here. The South, a guide for confused World Cup visitors. Not a World Cup visitor. Only time I've been jealous of not being a World Cup visitor. But I'm a tiny bit confused sometimes. Right, it's Matt Mitchell. I'll give it a subscribe and I will give it a like. I've checked out quite a few videos on the World Cup at the minute. And it's all the ones I've been checking out is you guys over there enjoying all the world's fans being over there, getting to see the real America, see what it's really like over there. Not what MSN have been telling people. But yeah, by all accounts, everyone from around the world have been enjoying your hospitality. And again, likewise, on the opposite side, you guys have loved everyone being there, showing your hospitality. And yeah, a lot of you guys are like, come back, you bring a party, especially the Scots. That's the one that I'm seeing the most of. The love for the Scots. Who can blame you, eh? Right, yeah, let's get on with it. The South, a guide for confused World Cup visitors. Let's go. See, this one's not going to be kind of like the ones I've been doing. It's a guide. So, I'm guessing there ain't going to be any like interviews in this, I don't think. But unless I watch it, I won't know, will I?
Welcome to the countries playing in the South for the 2026 World Cup. We hope you enjoy your time in Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, and Miami. Well, Miami's not really in the South, skip that. I figure by now you've probably got some questions about the things that you've been seeing, tasting, and suffering from. And I'd like to help make some sense of it to all the countries visiting us here in the South. So, as they say in Germany, Laken Verlass, which roughly translates to Raise Hail, Praise Dale. Our guests from Sweden and Austria are experiencing Dallas in the summer.
That's
yeah, and please make note that it's only...
Oh, just notice there's a football on the slider thing. I don't know what we'll call it a slider thing. It's a soccer ball. You know what I mean? Do you know the thing at the bottom of the page that you slide back? It's a football. Soccer ball.
Raise Hail, Praise Dale. Our guests from Sweden and Austria are experiencing Dallas.
Look at that. It's like some sort of... Actually, it looks like that spaceship from... Oh, I forgot what it's called, that thing with the eye in it. The little kid, he controls that spaceship. It's like the navigator. Kind of looks like that a bit.
In the summer. Yeah, and please make note that it's only June, so the longer you stay in this tournament, the hotter you're going to get. And fatter. Yeah, Texas has got what we call the 4 Bs. Brisket, bluebell, and big old things of Dr. Pepper. And that...
I'm going to pause a lot. I'm going to try not to pause again. But every single video I go on talks about damn brisket.
Sweden and Austria are experiencing Dallas in the summer. Yeah, and please make note that it's only June, so the longer you stay in this tournament, the hotter you're going to get. And fatter. Yeah, Texas has got what we call the 4 Bs.
People are going to lose on purpose.
Bluebell, and big old things of Dr. Pepper. And that actually leads me to another helpful hint for all the teams visiting us from around the world, but especially England and Scotland, who dabble in the imperial system like us, which means that we like to measure things with spoons. We actually have a different measurement system down here that's way easier to remember.
See, I pause when things remind me of stuff. Sometimes it might not even be about the video, sometimes it will, and this kind of is. I keep hearing a lot of... we use miles per hour, right, and miles, and I feel as though a lot of you guys seem to think we use kilometres. I know Europe uses kilometres an hour, and I know we're supposed to be Europe, but no. I've only ever seen one car. My oldest brother had a car, I believe, imported in from Germany. I don't think he had it imported in. I think he bought it after it was imported. Can't even remember what it were, but the steering wheel was on opposite side and it had kilometres in it. So, yeah, it's German. Most of the world drives on your side. I think it's Australians and us that drive on our side, I think. On the left side. See, I'm going on a tangent here. But yeah, I just wanted to say that we don't use kilometres an hour, or I've never known anyone to. I've never owned a car or been in a car, apart from that one that I mentioned a minute ago, my oldest brother's, that has kilometres. It's miles an hour here.
First of all, just throw the idea of exact measurements out the window, because absolutes are for quitters. First, we've got a unit of measurement that covers everything from a molecule to a half gram of dirt. I mean, that's called a pinch. Then you move up to a good bit. After that,
Well,
it's a whole mess. And finally, it's more than you can shake a stick at. Oh, and speaking of moving vegetation, y'all can thank Japan for the vine that you see eating everything around you. Don't worry, you'll be fine as long as you keep moving. So, basically, don't be England and just stand.
how's that managed to take over the entire world, that Japanese stuff? Because it's all over here as well. And another one, I think it's bamboo, and I think it's some sort of Brazilian bamboo. I ain't got a clue, but it's growing everywhere too. Loads of non-native plants seem to be taken up everywhere.
Japan for the vine that you see eating everything around you. Don't worry, you'll be fine as long as you keep moving. So, basically, don't be England and just stand at midfield passing the ball back and forth for 70 minutes. Do something. Sorry, England, we love a good rivalry down here. For example, we've got the Iron Bowl, where Alabama fights itself. Then there's the third Saturday in October, where Alabama fights Tennessee. And finally, there's tornado season, where Alabama's trampolines fight gravity. I guess I should probably warn you about tornadoes, since most of our guests from Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde have never seen one. But just know that they are real. And you'll know one's coming when you see everyone divide into two groups. One that straps on a helmet and hides, and the other one that runs outside to greet it. And you'll know how bad.
I've checked one or two storm chaser videos out on here as well. Insane, absolutely mental.
That storm is by how much clothes the local weatherman is taking off his body. It's a very weird system, I know, but trust me, it's foolproof. Yes, and I am aware that y'all do get tornadoes in Europe. I mean, Germany gets what?
I was going to say, I might say, yeah, I heard that we get something like 25,000 a year. But I've seen, I forgot, someone told me in the comments what it was called, I mentioned it before. I saw like in the corner of a wall, it was just in the corner of a wall, it looked like a vortex that picked up dust and leaves and that. I saw that like when I was like a kid, 10, 11-ish, something like that. It wouldn't have caused any damage, but I remember seeing that. It's fascinating as hell. But yeah, in my lifetime, I'm not sure whether there's been any that have caused any damage. I'm probably wrong. I might be massively wrong. I know we've had hurricanes that have caused damage, but not so much tornadoes.
35 a year? Texas gets 40.
See, right, I feel as though you have a lot more than that. He's talking about ones that actually do something. Oh, I might be just making it up, I'm sure I saw something that says UK gets something like 25,000 a year, but again, internet, you trust everything we see on there.
In May. But to be fair, Germany, the country, is smaller than Texas, the state. Although a lot of Texans think they're a country.
Some of that as well.
Don't tell them I said that. Because everything is bigger in Texas. But to a lot of y'all, everything down here is going to feel bigger. For example, did you know that Jordan is smaller than Tennessee? And Haiti is 3 times smaller than South Carolina. And Curacao can fit inside of Buc-ee's. Sorry, Buc-ee's is a gas station with 200 bathrooms and a beaver statue.
Checked out a video on Buc-ee's as well, but is it the world's biggest gas station? The one in Texas?
Oh yeah, and critters. Yeah, we've got a lot of them. Some of them that you've never seen before unless it's in your zoo or your Pokemon deck. Yeah, got Japan's attention. First, we got this thing called a possum, although it's spelled opossum, but the O is silent.
They're the things that
English. It's about the size of a triple meat Whataburger, and it's America's only marsupial. Oh, and it lives in trash cans and eats ticks.
Nice.
I know
good
a lot
thing
about
around,
possums.
isn't it?
I sell a lot of possum merch. Getinplace.com. Oh, just don't scare one because they will die. I'm just kidding. No, that's the thing they do. They play dead. It's kind of like, what do y'all call it? Flopping. Argentina knows about the possums and the armadillos because they've got those too. Yeah, except theirs roll into a little ball.
I feel as though, for the managers, when they're leading up to football matches, they're showing videos of opossums. This is how you do it for proper. You might get a free kick if you do it like this. I swear soccer is nothing like it used to be. I even feel like in my lifetime that they had a full-time job where they worked, and on a Saturday they'd meet up and play football for the pride of their local town or whatever. But now the mad amount of money in it. But yeah, it's not so much about trying to score goals anymore. It's about how many free kicks you can get. That's the vibe I get from it.
Protect themselves, and ours jump in the air.
That's a weird
So
looking
when
thing.
they
That what the
about the
possum too
possums
was,
and
yeah.
the armadillos, because they've got those too. Yeah,
Never
except
seen one like
theirs roll
that.
into a little ball to protect themselves, and ours jump in the air. So when they see a car coming towards them, they just jump right into the car. But you know, that shouldn't be a problem for y'all because you won't be driving down here. Right? Dear God, for your own safety, please say no. For example, the Dutch are in Houston and Dallas. The Dutch, whose country has 1.3 bicycles per person. Yeah, they're outnumbered by bicycles. Meanwhile, Dallas and Houston have 1.3 cars
by
per
car
truck.
parks.
That's why the trucks are so big, to carry all those cars. Thankfully, the countries visiting Atlanta will have access to MARTA, the most used public transit system in the South. Spain should feel right at home because they have the second largest rail system in the world, second only to China. Yeah, and while Atlanta isn't nearly the size of Spain, it does have a metro area that takes up 29 counties. And MARTA serves 4 of them. So, good luck.
You say Marta,
But don't worry, there are other ways to get around Atlanta. Unfortunately, none of them work, but you do have options. Of course, y'all already knew this. It's only been 30 years since y'all were in A-Town for the Olympics? I can't remember. The important thing is that it's still the thriving city that you remember, but now literally twice as big. Everybody moved to Atlanta.
Druid
And
Hills.
the Braves moved to Marietta. I know, yeah, that's a lot of ground to cover. Literally. But don't worry, for your convenience, we've placed over 1,700 rest areas across the South called Waffle Houses. Each one is open 24/7, but...
See, I was told it was only in the South. That surprises me. I did think Waffle House was all over the place. You hear about it all the time. And to be fair, I've had a lot of people in the comments tell me they've been going their entire life and they've never seen a problem. But I have seen a lot of stuff on YouTube where there tends to be fights early hours of the morning. But yeah, seen a lot of Waffle House fights.
I cannot stress this enough. Do not go between the hours of midnight and 4 a.m. without having your personal affairs in order. But if you do, just make sure you mind your manners and say please and much obliged, or as they say in Portugal, obrigado, which pretty much means the same thing because it comes from the same Latin root word. Because, you know, for all the ways that we might be different, we surprisingly have a lot in common. For example, in Morocco, it is considered a genuine insult to turn down the offer of food from a host twice. Twice because they'll ask you the first time and you'll go, no, I'm fine, because you don't want to put them out. But then they'll offer a second time and you have to go, all right, fine, but you just a little. Sound familiar? The DRC and Atlanta have the same thing going on because they both realized a long time ago that a song's only as good as the beat you put under it. The only difference is in the Congo, they've spent centuries perfecting the rhythm. In Atlanta, just figured out a faster way is just to get Lil Jon to yell, yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't do it. Yeah. And in South Africa, they have an entire national holiday dedicated to cooking meat over an open fire. And we've turned at least a dozen holidays about something else into that. Uzbekistan has a centuries-old tradition where all the old men in town gather every day to sit around, sip something hot, and solve all the world's problems. And I'm sure they'll be glad to know that they can continue that tradition at literally any Hardee's. And of course, even fast food brings us together. I mean, the most...
Is that a popular one? A popular one? Never heard of this place.
Problems. And I'm sure they'll be glad to know that they can continue that tradition at literally...
Hardee's? Child-boiled thick burgers. I never heard of Hardee's before.
Literally any Hardee's.
I've heard of Arby's.
And of course, even fast food brings us together. I mean, the most popular chain in Japan is Kentucky Fried Chicken. They've got over 1,000 of them. Kentucky only has 100. So, you know, yeah.
I thought he was going to say that they love, that's their tradition, isn't it, in Japan, that they have KFC for Christmas. That's crazy.
Food brings us together. I mean, the most popular chain in Japan is Kentucky Fried Chicken. They've got over 1,000 of them. Kentucky only has 100. So, you know, yeah, Japan is better at being Kentucky than Kentucky. So, on behalf of the South, welcome to all of y'all. Japan, Spain, Morocco, Congo, every last one of you. Y'all came down here thinking everything was going to be bigger, weirder, louder, and you were mostly right. But underneath, or technically above, the armadillos, the 26-lane highways, the 200% humidity, you're going to find folks who are going to feed you before you even ask, or argue with you the right way to cook meat.
That's fine with me.
And, of course, treat you like family before you finish that second plate that they stood over you and made you eat. So,
I've been watching Jack and Paige Ainsley's travels, Jack's travels, and I can believe that statement because everywhere he's gone on his blog, everyone is so friendly. So I believe that.
as it turns out,
There's bound to be some knobs. There is everywhere.
we ain't that different after all. So let's play some soccer. Okay, well, that part is different. But we ain't gonna call football, okay, till one of y'all win an SEC championship.
And I'm pausing a lot, right? But again, I've said it before. It doesn't hurt me to say soccer, you know, because I'm not into football, soccer that much. In everyday life, if I'm talking to somebody and football comes up, obviously I'll say football. And I start annoying people on purpose and start calling it soccer to people now.
Good luck.
I'll need luck. Right, yeah, no, fascinating. I love that. But I'll tell you one thing that I can't wait to see. 4th of July, the 250th birthday. The big one for your independence from, who was it again? I can't remember me. But yeah, no, once the entire world being over there, not the entire world, people from all the world's nations over there while you have your, the biggest day or year, but in it, I'm sure it is. 4th of July is your biggest calendar, day of the calendar. Is that the right word I'm saying? But anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing loads of footage of all that and see how it goes down. But again, I'm hoping to see people take the piss out of all the Brits over there. Do you know, the entire world ganging up on the Brits in a fun way, of course, about the 4th of July. But anyway, looking forward to see some Brits crying about that. Now, they'll all take it in good art, I know they will, but I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are too. If you enjoyed that, give us a thumbs up if you want to. Consider subscribing, that would massively help me out, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.